Right, so you're interested in caffeine. Let's get into it. Caffeine. Alright. Due to social acceptance, widespread availability, and low cost per serving, caffeine is a popular substance that has a stimulant effect on the body and the central nervous system. It is consumed by athletes to increase their heart rate and blood flow, and it aids in keeping the athlete alert. According to Villanova University's Resources for Well-Being, caffeine is ingested by approximately 90% of Americans every single day in some form or another, and nearly 50% of Americans are drinking more than 300 milligrams a day. Warning to athletes. Caffeine is a banned substance by the NCAA, meaning athletes cannot use the substance to gain athletic advantage. A level of urinary caffeine concentration exceeding 15 micrograms per milliliter would fail an athlete on one of these drug tests. As a health and wellness professional who deals with students and athletes every day, I can't say that I would advise individuals to consume a product that is knowingly banned by their athletic governing body. With that said, collegiate athletes are going to make their own choices on chemical intake, and if an athlete does want to try caffeine, I would advise doing so when it is not going to disqualify them from education or athletics. In order to fail a caffeine drug test, one would need to ingest about 500 milligrams of caffeine 2 to 3 hours prior to the event. This is according to sportsrnd.org's Caffeine and Athletic Performance Manual. So who's caffeine actually going to benefit? Well, caffeine is mainly going to benefit our anaerobic, highly explosive athletes such as rugby, soccer, volleyball, and yes, basketball players. Think about sports where you are actually fully active doing an explosive movement for a few seconds, and then you're more of a sport player. You're still active, but not seriously straining the muscle or making any large explosive movements. Well, the explosive points in these games are where caffeine is really going to come in handy. One 2017 study examined male and female professional and semi-professional basketball players and how caffeine affected their performance. They were assessed in real games and situated individual drills. One group was given a placebo, the other group was given 3 milligrams per kilogram body weight in caffeine 1 hour prior to the event. The caffeine group demonstrated a higher number of total impacts per game resulting from improved movement speed and acceleration. They also demonstrated a higher average number of rebounds, assists, free throws, both attempted and made, and improved vertical jump scores. This research also suggests that what caffeine really brings to the table are the psychological and perceptual effects it has on the user. The caffeine group consistently reported and established a strong correlation between caffeine ingestion prior to activity and perceived power and fatigue. Quick recap of the benefits of caffeine. It's going to dilate the pupils to allow for more sunlight to get in. It's going to increase cardiac functioning, which means blood pressure, heart rate. As far as the study is concerned, it's going to increase vertical jump, assists, free throw attempts and successes, and rebounds, as well as movement speed and impacts per minute. As far as the psychological effects of caffeine go, it's going to lower perceived exertion and fatigue, and also increase in perceived or actual explosive endurance or anaerobic capacity. The negative side effects of caffeine. One negative effect of caffeine is that some people drink coffee and other caffeinated beverages in place of water and more nutritionally dense beverages. Caffeine is also addictive, and once a tolerance is built up by the individual, cessation of caffeine use can cause withdrawal symptoms such as dizziness, mood changes, anxiety, headaches, and fatigue. Caffeine can cause sleep disturbance and insomnia, which both have a lengthy list of negative effects on our health and performance, as caffeine is noted to increase nervous system activity, alertness, and several measures related to cardiac functioning. Those with cardiovascular conditions, anxiety, or who suffer from panic attacks may want to steer clear of caffeine, as it may exacerbate these conditions. Recommendations. As far as my recommendations go, I would stick to something similar to the 2017 study, which is 3 milligrams per kilogram body weight, approximately 1 hour prior to activity. With sleeplessness being a chief concern, make sure to limit caffeine use and don't consume caffeine in the afternoon, where it may affect sleep quality later that night. Excellent ways to acquire this caffeine are through coffee, chocolate, energy drinks, and supplements. Just ensure that you read the label first, as many of these supplements have a wide range of caffeine content in them. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit about caffeine. Use the information wisely.